Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Residents of Redwe say the construction of the 4-lane roadway in Rodney Bay is wreaking havoc on their lives. Sleep, they say, has become very elusive due to the racket caused by heavy machinery. A call is being made to the relevant authorities to remedy the situation.
The expansion project for the Castries-Grosley Highway has been an ongoing dilemma that spanned for more than 2 decades. However, in 2020, the first phase of the 4-lane highway in Rodney Bay commenced. Coming out of this project, another dilemma has arose: the disturbance of residents in the area of Redwe Park. One resident told the media on Thursday that residents have had to endure quite a lot since the project commissioned.
In a word, it's been horrendous. There's been no notification for us. There's been no consideration, no dialogue. As of yesterday, we get a memo. I personally got a note about 3 o'clock that we're going to be using heavy machinery from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So it's like we're dictated to. We weren't offered. Is this okay with everybody? There was nothing. It was just they told us what they were going to do, and that's how it's been.
Another resident, Angus Philogen, who has been living in the area for more than 3 decades, explained that the issue is not with the work being done, but rather the method being used.
I am particularly sad the way the work is being done, in that we are actually distressing people. We are not actually looking at the health of people. I'm certainly a very health conscious person, and I frankly appreciate the importance of sound sleep. To be honest, if we are interested in our health, that should be our number one interest. Sleeping soundly at night, getting the full and quality sleep at night. What is being done there, using a jackhammer a few feet from someone's bedroom, it's not acceptable. It should not be acceptable to us as a people, as a St. Lucian people. And that irks me.
He says it is disturbing that individuals charged with the responsibility of overseeing the completion of this project have yet to find ways to solve the issue, which is the excessive disturbance of residents.
We must do work in a manner that is sensitive to people. There's sometimes a cost of doing it, but frankly, it's a cost that we in general, when you say there's a benefit in general for the people, in general, the people must be prepared to accept that cost. So we must look at what we are doing and actually do it in a manner that minimizes the ill effect to people's health. That is the fundamental thing. And I believe strongly that we should not, and we've been putting up with noise for a long time. And that is accepted, But using a jackhammer near someone's bedroom, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
He says while the project is for the greater good, there should be a way for the residents to be able to continue living until the project completed. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
A mother of 3 is one step closer to having a suitable roof over her family. In true Kudme fashion, the Monsieur Fiat Community Development Group set out to lay the foundation for the project that is hoped to enhance the lives of Marina Felix and her 3 children.
Marina Felix and her 3 children are eagerly awaiting the completion of their new home. The home, which is being constructed by community members, is part of a community development project, which is being undertaken by the Monsieur and Fiat Community Development Group. With donations from residents and local companies, the volunteers set out to lay the foundation this past weekend. Emmanuel Osman says that he's satisfied with the turnout to complete the project that is dear to their hearts.
Together we will build a house where she and her children will be comfortable on a daily basis, during the day, nightly. And when this house is finished, she herself will be satisfied with the work that we as a community has done for her. And she is so happy today and thankful to us to see that the house has started. And we thank the family members for giving the plot or the land so that we could have built this property for her.
Delphina Jean-Baptiste is one of the community members who has decided to give of her time and energies towards rebuilding the home.
As a member of the community, it is always a pleasant experience to be able to find myself involved with vain activities that will be able to enhance the environment, enhance the living experiences of those persons around us. And with Marina being around here, who is also almost part of our extended community member, I felt it was necessary that I find myself engaged in such an important activity to help improve the livelihood and the betterment of her environment.
Critics say that community members are being enablers and that the mother should instead be taught to fend for herself. Jean-Baptiste argues that there is a bigger picture at play.
It is rather unfortunate that sometimes within our societies we find persons who are not always involved and engaged in helping to better the livelihood of other persons. So we will always find the critics. However, we have to look at the bigger picture of it. We have to think of not only the mother and perhaps the faults of the mom, but we have to think of the innocent children who are involved, and at least to provide a better space, a better safe haven for them, where they will be able to grow in an environment that they will be safer to be able to expand within the social space.
The Coodmere effort continues this Saturday from 7 a.m.
Thank you everyone for helping us.
For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
The women of the United Workers' Party will be sharing their plans on how they intend to build a new St. Lucia Thursday night. 3 out of the 5 UWP candidates for the upcoming general election will appear on Flubbo Forum in its new time slot. UWP spokesperson Nancy Charles says women's issues will be high on Thursday's agenda.
Fortuna Belrose will be on, Sarah Fuller Barbara will be on, and our new candidate, Sarah Polis, will also be on. So they'll be discussing varieties of issues, including women's issues, gender issues in their constituencies, the role that women play in politics and some of the barriers and constraints that they face. But as well, they will be speaking to the constituency, the plans that they have for the various constituencies, and what is it that they are bringing to the table in terms of being female candidates in this country.
She says the decision to move the Flubbo Forum from a Sunday to a Thursday is a strategic one.
Well, we think that you'll get a different demographic on a Thursday, and besides, maybe perhaps as we go into the further into the campaign, there may be other activities you may want to air on a Sunday, and so we started the shift to have it on a Thursday.
That was UWP spokesperson Nancy Charles. SLP candidate for Grosley, Kenson Casimir, has responded to what he says are vicious and false attacks on his character. He says allegations that he has reneged on providing financially for his children are untrue.
First and foremost, let me just say that I have two lovely, beautiful daughters that I care about and love dearly. I mean, in everybody's life, you would have different relationships that don't pan out the way you would have had it planned. And obviously, what I can see is that me and my kids' mom, we have a very good relationship. My kids and I, we have a very, very good and solid relationship. The breakup was not what you would have expected. And so certain stands and certain procedures were taken to provide some level of comfort that I did not agree with. I can say to everybody and anybody who knows me that there's never been a month that I've not provided over and beyond for my 2 children. At the age of 3, they were swimmers because I paid for swimming classes for them. At the age of 4, they were good tennis players and they're about the best at their age because I paid for classes for them. And right now, if you look at them, Sheffield, they are even more chubby than you are because they have very healthy meals regularly and they are very well taken care of. So I have no qualms with what's being said. I expect those personal attacks. I expect for persons to look for dirt in this political era. But for me, the focus should be on developing Grosley. What are you doing about the level of unemployment that we currently face? What are you doing about the businesses that are closing down?
Casimir says he will not be deterred in his mission to bring proper representation to Grosley. He says he is ready to face whatever attacks may come. Over 300 students have requested to defer sitting this year's Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC exam, while 25 have requested deferrals for the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE. So says Registrar of Examinations Carmelita Matthew. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, has given students who believe they are not ready for the examinations the option of deferring until 2022. The registrar says that support will be given to these students to prepare.
Based on a survey recently conducted among students across the region, there is clear indication that many are concerned about sitting the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC exams, citing that they are unprepared. Since the onset of the pandemic in 2020, students have expressed disappointment in CXC, saying that the council did not regard the students as valuable stakeholders in the education system. After much backlash for last year's sitting, the council decided that it would give students the option to sit the exams in 2022. Registrar of Local Exams Carmelita Matthew says St. Lucian students are taking advantage of the concessions.
For the students at the secondary schools, some of them did not complete the SBAs. Some of them did not have time to do it at all. So they are requesting a deferment to another sitting. They can do it in January, but the SBAs have to be prepared by October so that the moderators can moderate them in cases where they're moderated on site, or that the teachers correct them and the scores uploaded to CX's online registration system. So these students can either write the exam in January or in June of 2022.
While the specifics of the deferment are unclear, the registrar says that students will be given the support needed to write those exams when the time comes.
In some instances, the schools will be receiving these students in the fifth year in Form 5 again, so that they can write and continue to receive guidance on the SBs. In most instances, the other students would have been deferred for maybe 1 or 2 subjects, and they might not be returning to go through the entire school's program, but just return to get assistance for the subjects that they requested the deferral for.
The survey, which utilized the Microsoft Forms platform, was conducted between May 31st and June 2nd and comprised students from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Guyana, and the Eastern Caribbean states. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. There's more news after the break.